Have you ever noticed how life can suddenly become quiet? Not the peaceful kind of quiet, but the kind where phone calls stop coming, familiar faces disappear, and nights feel longer than before. In those moments, many hearts quietly ask, God, what did I do wrong? Loneliness often feels like abandonment. But what if it isn't rejection at all? What if it's an invitation? This story explores how seasons of isolation can become sacred ground, where God reshapes the heart, softens the soul, and prepares us for a purpose we cannot yet see. On the edge of a small riverside town lived a woman named Eliza. Her home stood slightly apart from the others, surrounded by tall trees and the sound of water moving steadily past. Eliza was known for her calm presence. She didn't speak loudly or often, but when she did, people listened. There was something grounding about her, a gentleness that made others feel safe. Years earlier, Eliza's life had been busy and full. Her husband, Samuel, was a school teacher with a warm laugh and tired eyes. Their evenings were filled with shared meals, discussions about faith, and dreams they hoped to see fulfilled. When Samuel fell ill unexpectedly, the rhythm of their life broke apart. Eliza stayed awake through endless nights, reading scripture beside his bed, sometimes asking God for healing, other times only asking for strength. When Samuel passed away, Eliza felt as if sound itself had left the house. Even her footsteps felt too loud. The grief was sharp, but beneath it there was something else, a deep stillness that felt strangely intentional. She didn't understand it, but she sensed God was near, even in the silence. As years passed, Eliza aged quietly. Her children moved away, promising visits that slowly faded into occasional messages. Days stretched long, meals became simpler, conversations fewer. There were moments when loneliness crept in so strongly it made her chest ache. Yet, instead of fighting it, Eliza began to bring it into her prayers. She didn't ask God to fill her house with people again. She asked him to show her why the quiet had come. Each morning she opened her windows, breathed deeply, and thanked God for another day. She tended a small garden, believing that caring for life, no matter how small, was an act of worship. Children on their way home from school sometimes stopped by, drawn by her peaceful smile. She listened to them with full attention, never rushing, never dismissing their worries. When asked how she managed living alone, Eliza would say, "Solitude only hurts when you believe you were meant to be empty." One autumn afternoon, her eldest son returned, unsettled by how alone she seemed. He urged her to rest, to stop giving so much of herself to others when she had so little company in return. Eliza simply smiled and replied, "Love isn't measured by how many people sit beside you. It's measured by how much you give when no one is watching." That night, a stranger knocked on her door, asking for water and rest. Eliza welcomed him without question. Before leaving, he thanked her and said, "May your kindness return to you when you need it most." Her son heard the words, but didn't yet understand them. When illness finally confined Eliza to her bed, something remarkable happened. Neighbors came bringing food. Former children she had once helped visited with gratitude. People she barely remembered prayed outside her home. The silence she once feared had been quietly storing love, waiting for the right moment to return it. Her son sat beside her, overwhelmed, and whispered, "You are wrong. You were never alone." Eliza replied softly, "God doesn't remove people to empty us. He rearranges love." Later, she moved to the city to be closer to her family. Though surrounded by noise, she felt lonely again, until she began volunteering at a shelter for children without families. There, her quiet strength found new purpose. The children called her Auntie Eliza. She prayed with them, told stories, and held their hands through tears. When Eliza passed peacefully years later, her memorial was filled with faces from every chapter of her life. Her son finally understood. The lonely seasons were not delays, they were preparation. If you feel lonely right now, do not assume God has stepped away. Sometimes He removes distractions so your heart can grow deeper roots. Sometimes He quiets the world so you can become a source of light for others. Loneliness is not the end of love. In God's hands, it is where love learns how to expand.